Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Racha Kwadash. I like to say double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders, the great millstone that rule well and teach well. And also Shalom and salutations to the brothers out there that are laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today, I'm the brother Shaquat, from the GMS Great Millstone Montreal camp, back with another lesson. And this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today is going to be basically going into how that the countenance never lie, man. And what is the countenance? A countenance is basically just a word for your face. You see? And what do I mean by that countenance never lies, man? It means your face never lies, man. Because for you to make a particular face or, to react a particular way to a certain thing, it's not really the face that's making that reaction, man. But it's your spirit, man. So basically, it's the spirit never lies. That's what I should have said, man. That's how I should have started, man. The spirit never lies, man. Because however you feel in your spirit, that reflects on your outward, man. Meaning it reflects through you. It reflects and it could be seen outwardly, man. And your spirit is basically your mind, man. So whatever you're thinking, that reflects, or whatever mindset you have, that reflects through your face. It shows, man. You see, and the scriptures back me up on that, man. The scriptures tell you or shows you and gives examples how that if you have a particular mindset, that shows people are able to see. All right. So I'm going to start off with Ecclesiasticus, right? In the Apocrypha. This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 37. And I'm going to start at verse 17. All right. It says, the countenance is a sign of changing of the heart. You see, so the countenance is a sign of when you are changing your heart, which the word heart in the Hebrew is lab. So when you begin to change your mindset, that could be seen in your countenance. That could be seen in your face, man. For example, if you have somebody in the world, somebody on the block or whatever, man, and he's killed a particular amount of people, and people know, man, this guy's a killer. And those bodies, the things he did, they weigh on his mind, man. He's constantly thinking about them, right? He's constantly thinking about them. So all the bodies he caught or whatever, man, and the things he's constantly thinking about, how he got those bodies, that's going to reflect on his outward, man. That's going to reflect on his countenance. Meaning you're going to be able to see like this guy is, is a serious guy, man. He's a killer, man. You can see that, man. Oh, they even showed you that in the movie Spartacus, man. Just to give a brief summary on what happened with Spartacus. He was basically a fighter, man, and these gladiator games, man. And these gladiator games were basically like the Olympics today. But there's levels to this, man. There was levels to the gladiator games, man, because that brought in a lot of profit and entertainment, right? Those games brought in a lot of profit and entertainment, man. There was a lot of money being made from those games, you see? So basically those games were the Olympics of today, right? But what happened with Spartacus was he was at the Olympics, which is quote unquote the highest competitive level in today, I believe, right? The Olympics, because there's countries fighting against countries, right? Or competing against countries, right? It's on a national level, and when something is on a national level, it's supported by its country, it's backed by the government, right? Meaning it's more professional. You see, so that's the case with these gladiator games, man. They were more professional, you know. But what happened with Spartacus was that at first he was on that professional level, you know, where he was fighting for these different governors. He was entertaining different governors. You see? Salakia. You know? But then it got to the point where something happened. I forgot what, but you know, Spartacus, why am I thinking about Alexander? Spartacus had to what? Had to leave from that high level of competition, or that, you know, that national level, to go to underground, man, to fight underground, you know. And in underground, it's not professional, right? There's no rules, there's no regulations, it's not professional. It's rough, it's rigged, man, you know. But that's what happened with Spartacus. You know, he was casted from the professional level to underground. You know, and that underground, that changed him. You see, when you watch the show, it changed his countenance because of the things he went through in that underground fighting, man. You know, it was unlike the professional level, to where it was somewhat of the professional level. There was somewhat of order. You know, there was etiquette to it. You know, for lack of better words. Damn, man. I just start coughing now, man. You know, fuck. You know, I say, man, fuck. So lucky, man. You know, but, you know, continuing with the lesson, yeah, so Spartacus was cast down from the professional level to the underground level, man. And when he fought in the underground level, that changed his countenance. That changed, like, his mindset changed, you know, because of the fighting styles, man. You know, the way that was ran, the way the fights were ran in the underground, it was more rough and rigged, man. You see? So him fighting in the underground, it changed his countenance. You can see it in the movie, like it got darker. You know, his face got darker, man. Why? Because he experienced hard and rough things, man, and being in that underground, in the underground fighting, man. You see? So when scriptures say the countenance is a sign of the changing of the heart, is on point, because whatever your mind is thinking or going through, that reflects through your face outwardly, you know, in your countenance, man. You know? And that was just an example with Spartacus, but I'm going to get more examples in the scriptures as well. So let's go from there to the book of Sirach, right? Same book. Oh, Salakia. But chapter 26 and verse 9. You see, so this is an example of what? Of the countenance, you know, reflecting the mind. You know, so whatever you're thinking or whatever mindset you have, that reflects outwardly. So it could be seen in your countenance. It could be seen on your face. All right, so here's an example. Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 8. It says, a drunken woman and a gatter abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids, man. You know? So you could tell the whoredom of a woman from her proud looks, man. You know? You see, you have these women today that have that, man. They have that proud look. You see? You know? Mostly because they're whores, man. They're evil. They're wicked, man. Their mindset is to just be wicked and be a whore. To jump from, rod to rod, man. That's their mindset. So that mindset reflects outwardly. And you can see it. That they're whores, man. Because you can see a difference between a woman that's a bit, quote unquote, more chaste. That respects herself. She might dress a certain way. She might talk a certain way. She might act a certain way. Her mannerisms are different than a woman that's a whore. A whore might be loud and stubborn and just, you can just see the lipstick is, her hair, the way her attitude, you can see that, man. You see? And these are all things that are a mindset, and that mindset reflects outwardly once again, man. It reflects in your face, man. You can see it. All right? So let's go from there to the book of Ecclesiastes. Salakia. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. And verse 1. It says, "Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing?" It says, "A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed," man. So a man's wisdom, which is knowledge, wisdom is another word for wisdom is knowledge. It says it maketh his face to shine. So if you have a particular knowledge, or you have a particular amount of knowledge or experiences, because that's also another word for wisdom and knowledge, right? Experiences that could be seen in your face. It makes you shine, man. There's a particular glow you have about you, man. You see, and it says the boldness of his face shall be changed. You see? So you can tell when somebody's wise and somebody's smart, man, or intelligent. Like my teachers, man, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and on down. You can see it in the spirit that these men, they're knowledgeable men, man. They're wise men. Why? Because it shows, you can see it in their countenance that they know, bro. Like, they know something, they know a lot, man. You see? They know a lot, man, because their faces glows. They look healthy, man. The apostles look healthy. And that's the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's what the scriptures do, man. They make you look healthy, man. And that's spiritually, man. Because there's other carnal things that you could do to maintain that level of being healthy too, right? Like going to the gym, working out, eating right. You see? But this knowledge spiritually is what keeps us healthy, man. Because the scriptures is referred to what? Water, honey, milk. And these are all important things you need for your body in your body, These are nutrients you need in your body. You see? Even yanya, wine. The scripture is known as wine, man. Let's go from there to the book of Daniel. Slaki. Daniel chapter 1. And I'm going to start out verse 8. Because what happened with Daniel was that him, and the other men that were with him, they were summoned to be amongst the king Nebuchadnezzar at that time. You see? They were brought into his court, but they had to be prepared, to be the wise men of Babylon at that time. They had to be groomed to be the wise men of that time. And the king had a particular curriculum, so to speak. The king had a particular curriculum that was set up where those men were to eat particular things, most likely, do particular things to measure up to his standard. You see? But what had happened with Daniel was, and the other men that were with him, the other Israelites, I believe that was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I believe they were there too, which they know. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, right? They were with Daniel. They chose not to follow the king's regimen because knowing or having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, they were able to perceive that that wasn't it. That wasn't going to be beneficial to them, man. So what they did, matter of fact, let's read it. It says, but Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself, man. So Daniel didn't want to defile himself with the king's food, because the king's food, like the elder apostle Tahar goes into, I learned this from him, at that time was probably most likely fried food, things like fried food, man. That was a luxury, those were known as luxury foods, man, because not many people had access to those type of foods, in the ancient world, you see. But Daniel didn't want to defile himself with that, with the excess of wine, constantly drinking, and eating that type of food. Daniel didn't want to defile himself. You see, verse 9, now the Most High had brought Daniel into the favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. It says, and the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who had appointed your meat and your drink, for why should he see your faces worse like him than the children which are of your sort? Then shall you make me endanger, then shall you make me endanger my head to the king. So so Daniel was basically saying that he didn't want to eat the king's meat, but the eunuch that was set up over those wise men to watch them and train them, and for them to be under his tutelage, they were his responsibility. So anything that was to happen to them, if they didn't measure up to that standard, I was going to fall on him. But Daniel is basically saying, no, I don't want this curriculum. I don't want this regimen because it's not beneficial to me. I don't see it as beneficial. So the eunuch told Daniel, yo, you're playing with my head here, man. Basically, because if Daniel's face or how Daniel looked didn't measure up to what the king wanted, then the eunuch would be put to death. But he was responsible for that, man. But I'm not going to read the whole thing, but reading on, basically Daniel, what had happened, the eunuch gave Daniel the benefit of the doubt and gave Daniel legume and fruits and vegetables and things like that to eat instead of the king's meat. And what had happened was, with all the people that were there, those wise men, Daniel, Shadrach, and Abednego, their faces appeared different and more bolder and fairer than the other wise men, man, that ate the king's meat. You see? So showing you once again, the mindset reflects what? In your countenance, man. Because it was Daniel's mindset that triggered him or allowed him to play out not eating particular foods, man. And then what? And that reflected outwardly, man. If that makes sense, man. You see, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, Call Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kodash, which is all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem in the name, Ba'ashem Rucha Kodash, in the name of the Holy Spirit, in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, man. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.